I mean, all the other life on this planet seems to be in this like symbiosis with nature, right? And we seem to be the only species that is not.
We're the ones perturbing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not in this cycle of nature that every other animal is, where they like sort of depend on the environment, the environment depends on them. We're not. We just like pave over everything and blow shit up.
That is unfortunately what we're doing.
It makes me feel like maybe we weren't originally from here. Maybe we are the aliens.
If you're referring to life on Earth, maybe sharing an origin with Mars life?
Maybe.
I think that's an open question, but I think there's good evidence that humans evolved on Earth.
Yeah. Sure, yeah, maybe we did evolve on Earth, but like maybe, I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like we fit here, you know?
I think we fit for a long time though. Like we were pretty good.
I mean, yeah, it's very clear we evolved here, right?
Yeah.
Very obvious. We're very adapted to this environment.
Yeah. I think we fit for a long time.
But like there's like so many species, like how many hundreds of species of primates are there? You know, like how many different species of monkeys are out there, and how many species of humans? There's only one type of Homo sapien. There's only Homo sapien. There's nothing else. Everything else has this wide variety to it, except for us.
Yeah, we have been really good at getting rid of competitors. I'll put it that way. It's like, you see that today too, though. We've done a really good job getting rid of predators in most places here in the United States, right? You know, there are no longer pumas out on the East Coast, except for here in Florida, where you have the one population of Florida panther that's like so inbred, it's not clear if it's going to continue to survive.
They're starting to thrive again. They're starting to, the population is starting to grow. I think it's up to,
it's like 200?
I think it was 200 now, yeah.
Good.
It was in like the teens, and now it's back up to 200. They're doing a lot of work. Even like the slimy politicians are doing good stuff, they're at least working with the conservationists because the problem with Florida is there's these toll roads that go from coast to coast, and they block the corridor. There's this natural wildlife corridor that goes from north to south. And that's what was screwing it up for the Florida Panthers. So there's a big pushback against all that stuff now, where they're leaving the corridor open for the panther, and they're doing a lot of work to protect it.
That's great. Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't been that great
right
elsewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, just like, I don't know. What are your thoughts on the possibility of, and I think it was Adam Frank who had this theory, that essentially there could have been other previous iterations of human beings to us. Like right now we have like all of our history is based on essentially like the written record that we have and the geological record, and we corroborate it with different things. And, you know, going back to the Stone Age, but he thinks it's possible that millions and millions, possibly billions of years ago, there could have potentially been an advanced human species on Earth that got wiped out by some sort of cataclysm, and we got reset, sort of.
The asteroid reset. So billions of years, I think that might be implausible.
Find his exact hypothesis.
So I think he's pointing to 380-ish million years ago.
Okay.
Something like
right.
that. And I think it's plausible, but I struggle with how it's not complete, but the fossil record exists. So if we can see evidence for the fossils of that time, where's the evidence for the technologies and the other things? Like, how come that's not preserved? And I know Adam has an answer to this because
you find the name of his hypothesis. It's very famous.
The Solarian hypothesis.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Let's see what it actually is, because I know I butchered it.
Okay.
It's a scientific thought experiment proposed in 2018 by Adam Frank and Gavin Schmidt, named after the fictional reptilian race from Doctor Who that predates humanity. The hypothesis explores the fascinating question: if an advanced industrial civilization lived on Earth millions of years ago, would we even be able to tell? Right. And what he's saying is that all the evidence would be gone within millions of years, right? There'd be no signature of it. With plate tectonics and volcanoes and all of that stuff, like metal.
Yeah.
You know, there'd be no toasters left.
Yeah. I do struggle a little bit though, because even though, right, we're reading it right here, it says the fossil record is incredibly sparse for complex life.
Yeah.
It's true. Okay. It is true that Earth has done a pretty good job erasing a lot of its early history just through plate tectonics and geology. Mm-hmm. That's true. It's also true that life has like completely taken over and covered the planet.
Yeah.
So, and yet we still argue about the earliest evidence for life on Earth and how long ago that was. It's still really hard to pull that out of the rock record. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's a plausible idea, but I struggle with why we would see no traces.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? Right now, the Earth is the Earth inside one of the arms of the Milky Way, or is it outside one of the arms?
It is. Yeah.
We know there's like huge differences, right, in like what the Earth's climate is between when we're in the arms or outside of the arms, depending on the cosmic rays and stuff like that, and like all the variability with like sun burps and belches, the sun activity and all that. So, at one time the Sahara was supposed to be like lush and green, and like now it's a desert. And one time the ice caps weren't even there. Now we have the ice caps. So like, I don't know, like imagine how little land there was at certain times, or if not none, and the different climates. It's hard to really imagine. It's hard to know. I just think it's so crazy that like all the people that are doing all the research with this stuff and like writing the textbooks and all that, it's like we're in this mindset to where like there has to be a right and a wrong answer, right? Like this is the correct answer, and anything else is craziness, kookiness. But like we really have such a vague picture of the past. People can't even agree on what like different words meant in ancient languages going back hundreds of thousands of years ago. People that dedicate their lives to it, they all disagree. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed that too with like archaeologists. They all disagree on certain things. And you name the scientific vertical, and I can find you tons of people that don't agree on anything.
Oh, sure.
So like it's just such a funny human thing when it comes to like science and like academia and the just appeal to authority. The fact that human beings do that is very interesting. There doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be this way or the highway. Like it's just learn how to say you don't know. But that doesn't work with the system we live in. Like you have to be able to learn stuff. We have to tell ourselves a story of the past, and that's a very human thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think being able to say I don't know is really important, especially in science. But I think science is also, disagreement is a whole part of the process.
Exactly.
It's not a bad thing. It's like you want people to be looking at data and interpretations and really rigorously evaluating what you're saying, because that's how the process works.
Right.
Right. We like to say science is self-correcting because when it's working well, it is a self-correcting process. It's also true that science is a human endeavor, and so it's fallible. It's vulnerable to the same things that everything that we do is vulnerable to. And so, there's these kind of competing dualities there.
Yeah, I always find it interesting also, like the difference between, like it's something I've just thought about recently, is like the difference between people who understand the stuff that's, behind the ivory tower of the science labs and the people who actually talk about it publicly. Like, I wonder if there's a huge difference there, because imagine the people that only stay in the labs working on with their nose to the grindstone, working on stuff and studying stuff, who don't pay any attention to like the media or the news or reading anything that comes out publicly. Like, are those two separate worlds? I wonder that sometimes. Like, what is, like, is there any crossover? I'm sure a lot of people, there is crossover, right? There are people who do both, but there's a lot of people who only do one or the other. So I always like wonder, like, what's going on there?
Well, that's partly why I have a job. It's our job to talk to the people who are in the labs and then bridge that gap.
Right.
But it's true also that scientists actually going into science communication, doing their own SciComm is becoming a lot more common right now for a couple of reasons. But one, we've all seen what's happening to journalism in this country, and science journalism is no exception. So in a sense, if you're a scientist and you want to talk about your work and tell your stories, it's almost better for you to develop the skills to do that, which it is a different skill set in a way than being a scientist.
Yeah.
There are a lot of similarities, but
it's very rare you find somebody who it happens. It's happened with, I've met those people before, but finding somebody who really like deeply understands something about something and is also very good at communicating it. It's usually one or the other.
Well, have you had Adam Frank on?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, he's one.
Yeah, he's great.
He's great. But yeah, I think there's the stereotype is like the scientist in the ivory tower, isolated, or like on the mountaintop looking through the eyepiece of the telescope.
Right.
And not really paying attention to anything else. I think that's changing quite a bit. I'm also grateful that I've had the opportunity to go and talk to all of the people that I have. It's like, my job, what I do is I go and I find the experts and I ask them a lot of questions and learn a lot of things and talk to a lot of people who disagree with one another and gather this entire body of information and then figure out how to synthesize it in a way that makes sense, and tells a good story and is, an accurate representation of controversies and debates and what we know. And it's true that ambiguity in science is this really uncomfortable thing because of what you said. It's people think there's a right and a wrong answer while forgetting that science is a process.
Yeah.
Right? It's iterative, and that's okay, and that's the way that it's supposed to be. And I think a lot of the general public doesn't understand that, which is why when you see something like, oh, science got it wrong, it's like, we shouldn't trust these people. It's like, no, that's exactly what science is supposed to be doing. Right.
The problem with humans is we need religion.
Yeah.
And you have people that work in science labs who don't believe in God, but their religion is like their institution. And you have the same thing with people who are, again, the opposite of that. People who live online on forums who believe every crazy, kooky conspiracy theory under the sun. That is also their religion. That's human nature. You know what I mean? So that's a problem. And like, that's the price you got to pay for like freedom of speech. But it's a price I'm willing to pay. You just got to be able to do the hard work to cut through the bullshit.
You got to cut through the bullshit. And the standards of evidence for the two groups that you just described are slightly different. Right?
Right.
Which I think is
equal bias, though.
Yeah. Although it's like, I keep thinking about looking for life beyond Earth and how if you speak to the scientists who are doing this work, they're like, yeah, I mean, like, we're optimistic. We hope there's something out there, but science doesn't rely on hope, right? Hope doesn't really have a place in the scientific process. It's just, what are the data telling you? And I remember in my PhD, I was doing a set of experiments that were giving me data that I didn't like because it didn't make my life easy. And I didn't have an easy explanation for it. And it meant I was going to have to do more work. And it was like the whole thing was going to take longer. Nobody likes that in grad school. And my advisor looked at me and he said, you know what? The data are what they are. And it's your job to make sense of it.
Yeah.
So I think about that a lot.
Yes.
And how as we develop sharper tools, new ways of seeing things, I mean, look at what AI is doing. It's like the data are going to be changing.
Well, here's the problem too, is like you got to make it interesting. You got to jazz it up, make it sellable, make it sexy, or else we're not going to get any money to fund this. And that's another problem with all of this stuff, is that science is inherently intertwined with money and private organizations and private companies that make trillions and trillions of dollars. And those people have no moral compass. You know, I don't care how moral or, you know, godly you think you are. Like, the people that are probably funding you, you can't control what they're doing. You just rely on that money to do the best thing do the best work you possibly can.
Everyone has a price, right?
So that's the thing. Like, if you want to make your work interesting to somebody who's got deep pockets or some corporation that's going to fund your lab for you to continue your work, you got to make it interesting. You got to sell it to some level. So that's another inherent bias that gets in the way with some of this stuff, for sure.
It is. And I think there's science for the sake of doing science, finding knowledge for the sake of learning something new is underrated. You know, that's what you're saying. What's the application? How does this change my life? How is this particular whatever I'm developing going to make your life better? And it's like, well, sometimes it's just going to make life better because it means that your understanding of the universe is richer.
Yeah.
And that you have a better understanding of the context in which you, a human, and planet Earth exist. And why is that not valuable? It's the kind of basic research, the research for the sake of research, for just deepening our understanding.
The childlike curiosity.
The childlike curiosity. It's like, you know, you think about the boundary between what we know and don't know, and continually trying to push that boundary back and expand the volume of stuff that we do know. Like, why is that not a worthy endeavor on its own? Why does it all have to be moving towards some future? Utopia is the wrong word because that's not the direction we're going in. But
police state.
You know, future utility. It's depressing sometimes.
Yeah. And also science is like, also, you know, from what I've learned from a lot of scientists I've talked to here, is that it's very stovepiped, to where there's not much interdisciplinary outreach, right? So a lot of these people stay in their one lane, you know, and they never really deviate out of that and look past it, look up above the maze.
I would say, go on.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, like, it's important to have a big picture understanding a lot of these topics that we're talking about, you know, like people that are geologists or archaeologists, like some of them have no idea like what the people that are like translating the languages of those cultures were doing, and vice versa. So it's like, it's really interesting. Or like the people who are studying like the DNA of the people that were back then and doing like the carbon dating and all that stuff. That's so, like, the lanes are so narrow and they have their blinders on. And I think it'd be very interesting if like they were able to all communicate and collaborate on stuff.
I think there's been a little bit of a move toward escaping the silos in some fields more than others. You know, it's like over some number of years covering science, I can tell you there are some fields that are definitely more contentious, where there's a lot of infighting. And the joke kind of is...
The archaeology one's huge.
Archaeology is one of them. Paleoanthropology is another. Particle physicists can be brutal.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard particle physics is all fake.
You can't see it. How do you know it exists?
There's a big feud going on. You write about that, actually. Now that it's, I actually remember there's a huge feud between Michio Kaku and Eric Weinstein. And Eric Weinstein believes that particle physics and string theory is all like a dead end.
Oh, yeah. That's an ongoing debate.
Yeah.
String theory, I think, is having like a little bit of a resurgence. I don't think particle physics is fake. I think it's in trouble because it's not, I think at this point, clear where the field is going and what their next big thing is. It's like they built, you know, the LHC over in Europe, the particle collider. Well, it found the Higgs boson really early on. It's like, okay, now what do we do? We're going to keep trying to figure out what other new particles we can find or ways that we can revise the standard model. And we've done that, and now what?
Right.
And so, you know,
what's the goal here?
particle physics tells you, I would say, about the most fundamental fabric of reality, even though it's really hard to conceptualize. It's like, you know all these things, and it's really hard to conceptualize, but that's the field that gives you that information. And so when they say the next thing is we have to build an even bigger collider,
Right.
it's like, okay, like, yeah, I can see how a bigger collider would lead to new physics and a new understanding of physics, but $16 billion?
Didn't they make a black hole or something? They made like a little miniature black hole, I heard.
I don't know.
I thought I read that somewhere.
That would be interesting. I don't think that would be a good thing.
At CERN.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe we should look that up, Steve.
Look that up.
Yes and no is the answer.
Yes and
Yes
no.
and no.
CERN has not definitively created a miniature black hole, but they have conducted experiments designed to see if it is possible to create a black hole.
Yeah.
God damn it. Instagram lied to me.
Shocking.
CERN has run experiments specifically with the CMS and ATLAS detectors, scanning the debris of high-energy proton collisions for signatures of these micro black holes. So far, they've not found evidence, so they're trying to create a black hole. That's nice.
Trying to.
That's great.
I mean,
Is it dangerous?
I have some ideas for things we could put in one of those.
Yeah. All the world leaders, we could throw them in the black holes.
In some cases, things may be people. Yeah. Also, feel free to go to Mars anytime.
Right.
You just got to stay there.
Right. Yeah. No coming back.
No coming back. I was going to say, though, that astrobiology is one field that's like super interdisciplinary where,
Oh, really?
yeah, there's, I think, a recognition that if we want to understand life's origin, which is a big part of the field too, as well as its distribution throughout the cosmos, you have to have a really good understanding of chemistry and geology and biology and physics and, planetary processes and all of these things that come together to make a living world, which we still don't really have a good understanding of here. And so I think people are much more used to working together and kind of crossing those boundaries.
I think it's very interesting how that we have that new telescope in, where is it, Peru? Where's that huge badass, or maybe Chile?
Chile.
We're looking at it yesterday?
Chile.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the one that's discovered the 3 interstellar objects that have been moving through our solar system.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
2017, I think it's been installed.
Well, if you're thinking of Vera Rubin, which is the new one that just came online within the last year or so.
Oh, no, maybe. So that's now the most powerful one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vera Rubin is new in Chile. Really, really cool. Its ability, I think, to survey the solar system, the small bodies in the solar system, is like unprecedented.
Yeah,
So-
this is it. This is what we were looking at.
Yeah.
That's it?
Massive.
Massive.
It's like spits out like 11 terabytes per image.
Yeah. Yeah. And it does the whole sky like all the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of shaped like the Sphinx.
Kind of looks like a shoe.
Yeah, it does. So what's so great? This thing can image our solar system and beyond? Yeah. So it's an example kind of what I was saying of like each time you build a new thing, you're going to find new stuff that makes you revise what you thought you already understood. Yeah.
And that being a really good thing for science. So
And is it true, Steve? I remember we looked this up recently. Every picture they take in this satellite, they have to get cleared by the Pentagon before it can be made public. You know about that?
yeah, so it's so
In case
sensitive.
they find a UFO. They don't want people seeing it.
It's not UFOs. It's spy satellites.
Spy satellites, right?
Yeah.
UFOs.
Spy satellite.
They're,
Or spy satellites.
I'd say they're IFOs.
Right.
They just don't want them to be IFOs. Yeah, no, that's a thing with this telescope, is that the images before they're released, they have to remove instances of classified satellites.
Classified stuff.
Stuff.
Just satellites, though.
Stuff.
Don't
just,
worry. Nothing else.
Just satellites. Again, I would be psyched if there were something else
Have
up
you
there.
ever heard of, what's that guy's name, Steve? The guy who hacked NASA?
Gary McKinnon.
Gary McKinnon, have you heard of him? This guy hacked NASA in the 2000s, I believe. And I forget the reason why he did it. He was in the UK.
What did he find?
Young kid, and was like a super genius. And he was like bored, I guess, one night, and he was trying to hack. He was trying to breach like Pentagon computers and see if he can get it breached, like one of the computers at the Pentagon. And he had no luck. And he's like, screw it, I'm going to try NASA. So I guess he watched an interview with somebody who was talking about a specific building at NASA in relation to UFOs on like some crazy documentary he watched or whatever. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to try to find that building. So in his search, trying to hack the database, he was typing in queries for that building. And he tried a bunch of computers and couldn't get in any of them. Finally found one he was able to breach. Got into on the desktop of that computer, and he found a folder, and he double-clicked the folder, but he had like a dial-up connection. It was like super slow. And it was like loading, like bar at a time, and it was taking forever. And finally he got like 2/3 down the screen, and it was a picture of the Earth from like low Earth orbit. And there was this like metallic cigar-shaped object that he had never seen before. And there was also the name of the file that was in was called extraterrestrial officers or something like this.
Is the image available?
No, because he couldn't screen. No, he never took the. He just saw it with his eyes, and he explains it because this was in like long time ago. This was probably before they had the ability to screenshot on a computer. And so, anyways, that was his story, right? Kook, right? Who's going to believe this guy? The United States pursued probably one of the most aggressive extradition campaigns against this guy in history, like on the level of Julian Assange.
I mean, he hacked into...
And he finally won it, like last minute. I think he, not too long ago, finally won that case because he had like a really badass lawyer over in the UK who was fighting the US. And they went in front of a judge, and basically they said that like he has Asperger's or like some other like mental things going on to where he would become extremely suicidal because they wanted him to go to prison for 80 years. The US wanted to lock him up for 80 years for this. And they eventually won, and he gets to stay in the UK. So that's nice.
Well, that part's
But if he
good,
made that all up, why the hell? It makes you go like, you know,
people have their
what's
reasons.
going on here?
Yeah, well, people have reasons to do things that we don't always have to understand.
I want to understand it. I pay the taxes for NASA. I want to know what the hell they're trying to put this guy into prison for 80 years for.
Well, hacking into a computer system, a government computer system, probably even, especially back in the early 2000s was...
Find out what year that was, by the way.
2002.
2002?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It wasn't like it was happening every day like it is now.
Yeah. But what were we talking about before Gary McKinnon? Oh, the spy satellites. Yeah.
And Rubin and interstellar asteroids and...
Yeah, the interstellar objects are also very interesting.
This whole class of thing that we're going to learn a lot more about because we built something new that can see them now.
So
it's cool.
What's the idea? We need to send a probe out to land on one of those interstellar objects to like study it?
I mean, that would be cool. Yeah, I've seen that proposal.
Because we did it with an asteroid, right?
We have.
Bennu?
Multiple, and comets. Yeah, so it's like, it's not out of the question. But I think typically we don't see these interstellar objects coming in until it would be way too late to launch something.
Oh, okay.
You should check me on that, though. But it would be really cool. I mean...
The last one, the 3 Atlas, was in our solar system for months, right? That's still not enough time.
I don't remember.
We have to be out there ready.
I don't remember. The orbital dynamics guys, the ones who like do the calculations to figure out how to intercept the stuff, which I think is probably all done on a computer now, but it's like magic to me. It's like, how do you put together these trajectories that get you to where you want to go, where there's such a small margin of error? It's like you're either going to impact the planet or miss the planet, but you have to just do it perfectly to pull into orbit.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
That stuff is crazy.
It's cool.
Like figuring out exactly where it's going to be aligned with your trajectory when you shoot out of Earth. And they have to
And
when they shoot the
everything is
rockets
moving.
and stuff, they have to like refuel in Earth's orbit, right?
We have not. That's what we're working on for something like the moon base is doing on-orbit refueling. And that would also help with getting to Mars and things like that too.
I thought that we had to do that for the Artemis mission, so we had to refuel in the Earth's atmosphere.
That's the idea, but we don't have the technology yet.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a few things that need to happen for that.
Why is that we have to start refueling in Earth's atmosphere to get back to the moon? Is there a conventional? I mean, I might have heard this before. It's escaping me right now.
I think it has to do with the amount of mass that's going up. And if you think about like having,
It's crazy. Also, just side note that 95% of a rocket's mass is fuel.
I know, right? The tyranny of the rocket equation is real.
Yeah.
That's why you can't go to Mars and come back from Mars on the same tank because it doesn't work.
Right.
But yeah, the Artemis program / moon base. You've heard about moon base?
Maybe.
This
Remind me.
new proposal from NASA to build a base on the moon
Oh.
and do it by like 2030, 2028, 2030.
I saw something about Elon basically saying like, I'm pulling back from Mars and I want to focus on the moon now. Maybe that was similar to what that moon base thing was.
Yeah, the moon base is a new NASA initiative that we'll see if it goes, how it goes. First step is the next Artemis mission in the cadence, which is Artemis 3, which used to be the moon landing, but they've added an intermediate mission. So now the moon landing is Artemis 4. Artemis 3 is going to practice rendezvousing with the
last
two.
one was 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's moon base.
Moon base.
Wow, what a cool website.
Yeah.
That's a really good looking video. That must be AI.
It's real. No, it's not real.
So Moonbase is humanity's first lunar outpost, a place where astronauts will live, work, and explore near Moon's south pole. Through a series of crewed and uncrewed missions, NASA and its partners will build the infrastructure needed to support the enduring human presence on the moon, unlock new scientific discoveries, and prepare for future exploration on Mars.
Yep.
Wow. Scroll down. Oh, they got a whole trailer for it. Wow.
Yeah.
What is that thing?
Oh, here's your timeline.
Oh, look at that.
There we go. Yep.
All right.
So now until 2029, so for the next 3 years, secure reliable access to lunar surface and experiment. Between 2029 and 2032, we want to establish initial moon base operating capability. 2023 and beyond is activate. Oh man, it's really hard to read that, bro.
Achieve semi-permanent crew presence. Okay, so 2032 is when they're planning to actually keep people there.
Yeah.
But they want to, between now and 2029 is when they want to secure access to the lunar surface and experiment. So sometime between now, the next 3 years, they want to start experimenting there. But I guess
You see, if you look on the right, though, you see the number of launches and landings that are planned for each phase. There's a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
25, 27, 29.
25 launches between now and 2029. 21 lunar landings. Not all of them are crewed.
I mean, they do launches almost every single day at the Cape.
They do.
It's crazy.
Starlink. Yeah, I know I get the alerts. Yeah, but this is a little bit different.
Right.
Like
For
we're-
sure, if you got people on them.
Yeah, we're good at low Earth orbit. But we haven't had a lot of luck recently getting stuff to the lunar surface with the CLIPS program. So it's ambitious. It's ambitious.
Well, we did it, 6 times in a row with no flaws 50 years ago?
I know.
We'll
Like,
figure it
just do it
out
again.
eventually.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
And what's this thing? You also wrote a story all about,
What'd I do?
I mean, the New York Times. You wrote something about like rules or laws on the moon because you think
Oh.
that the boot prints are still there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's this question about how to and if we should preserve the landing sites that are already there. So not just Apollo, but what Russia's put down, now what China's put down. There's still hardware on the moon from all of those things, in addition to soft things like the boot prints. And this question of
Charlie Duke's family photo that he left there, that would have burned up in a second, by the way. It was 250 degrees in the sun.
Well, there's a lot of stuff on the lunar surface. Bags of poop. That's
We'll preserve that as well.
Yeah,
Right.
it's preserved up there.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, the idea that right now there's no legal protection for any of those sites. And so it's really just a question of behavioral norms, whether you're going to go in and mess with them or if you're going to respect what's there and treat it like an archaeological site.
Well, if they want to go down towards the poles, then they won't even be, right? Or was that
Right.
what we were talking about? They want to go down lower, right? A completely different area of the moon.
So the target is the South Pole now because the idea is that's where the resources might exist to support a moon base or continued exploration onto Mars. So the target is the South Pole. Yeah, I guess in theory, no one's going to be landing anywhere near the Apollo sites, but you could see that happening in the future if travel to the moon becomes as routine as it has become to low Earth orbit, where you don't just have government agencies going up, but you have commercial companies as well.
Yeah.
The idea is you need some kind of a framework to guide behavioral norms and principles on the moon, just as we do here on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got people from different countries that are up there 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not going to say we do a great job on this planet either.
No.
So it's like, it was actually nice to see China launch and land a rocket booster. I don't know if you saw that video,
I don't think I saw that.
They did recently. And I thought they did it remarkably fast. It worked really well. I think it was the first time. And it's a nice change from just letting their boosters do an uncontrolled reentry through Earth's atmosphere, where then suddenly you have everybody along the path looking up and going, is this thing going to hit my house?
Is this it?
This is from 13 days ago.
Yeah.
We're not going to watch the whole freaking minute, but
It's really impressive.
So this is a reusable rocket?
Yep. There it is. It's coming back down. And they did it the first time that we know of.
well, good for them.
Yeah, I thought so.
Elon just really ramped up his security. It's like those damn spies stole all our blueprints.
They're using a completely different system.
Are they?
Yeah. It's being caught in a net.
Oh, it's in a net.
see.
Say,
Yeah.
we will do a net. It will look so much different. They will never suspect we stole it.
Why is it smoking off the top?
I don't know.
Interesting.
They definitely made it look quite a bit different.
Yeah. But I think that's an improvement over the uncontrolled booster reentries that have been going on.
So we drop them, or SpaceX catches them in this little squeezer, crab claw thing, right?
For Starship. That's
For
what they're trying
Starship,
to do. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so that's in Texas. And then here on the other coast, it's just a come
Barge?
back down. Yeah.
It lands on a barge over here.
Yeah. I think there may be.
I wonder why we don't have the crab claw here.
There's also a.
Oh, there it is. It's not even a claw. It's just two.
No, it's on the tower. It's got.
It's on the tower.
That's freaking crazy looking.
It is
That's
crazy.
so
It does move in. And then you can see the thing moving on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's nutty.
People are really clever.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of really clever things.
Did you see that I read, or somebody told me that they were using, for the Artemis rockets, they were reusing the space shuttle engines for the Artemis
Yeah.
rockets.
On the SRBs, on the boosters. Are they SRBs? On the two boosters, they have some of the engines that flew on the shuttle program.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
then they
crazy.
recovered them and refurbished them and off
It's
they
crazy
go.
that they're still reusing all that stuff from back in the day.
I know.
They need to just remake the Saturn V.
Doesn't that present a problem though? Because there's only so many of those engines, and how many launches does Artemis take? And then what happens when they run out of those engines?
Well, I think they've been recovering and reusing them. I don't actually know what they're doing with the ones that are coming off of the Artemis stack, though. That's a good question. I should know that, but I don't.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what is your view, or do you pay any attention to this whole like UFO topic?
I do pay attention to it. I will say I haven't really been following the recent data releases because I don't think there's been much in there that's been like rising above the noise.
No, all of the stuff that was released in the quote unquote UFO files that Trump released, all of that stuff was publicly available before.
Yeah.
The only difference is it's like now it's on the White House website and it's like official, but all that stuff has been out.
Yeah. I remember there being a lot of discussion about the Apollo era.
It's kind of similar to when they
transcripts.
released those fake Epstein binders and they were showing them like this, like, woohoo, we got the Epstein binders. It's kind of like that.
Well, in principle, I initially, and I served on NASA's UAP independent study team. So I went through
What was it
that.
called? The UAP what?
The UAP independent study team.
Okay.
A couple of years ago. So initially when I heard that this was going to happen, I kind of went, oh God, here we go again. And then I thought, it's actually,
Look at the shiny object over here, people.
it's a fine thing to do. Like put the things out there, let people evaluate them, give them the information that they need if they want to have a look on their own. I don't think that's a bad thing to do. I think what's inevitable and disappointing is that the people who want to find the proof in those files are always going to say, well, it's in the stuff that you didn't release, right? And that's just the way it's going to keep going. So ultimately, I'm not sure what we're trying to accomplish here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very counterintuitive idea to want to rely on the government to release the secrets. Because that's the nature of the government, is to keep secrets. They're not there to give you all the secrets. Like, if you want to get all the truth from these people, like, what are you doing?
Well, and that's assuming that there are secrets there, which in this case, it's like we know that a lot of what's not being released has to do with military applications.
Of course.
That makes sense. Like, yeah, you probably don't want to let the entire world know about our sensor capabilities. Just keep that to yourself. That's fine. I'm curious about why. Actually, I'm not curious. I have a good understanding, I think, of why the idea that the government is hiding intentionally knowledge about aliens has been so persistent. I mean, it's a very sticky, tenacious idea. And it makes sense. It's like people are really interested in whether we have been visited by extraterrestrials, whether just spacecraft or, squishy alien bodies themselves. It's a really compelling question that we want to know the answer to. And so I get why it continues to stick.
And a question that the founders of NASA were fascinated by,
I mean, who isn't?
Right. It was like one of the big things that they were interested in is that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
not just doing seances in the woods, but they were, like NASA was started by occultists and Nazis who were fascinated by UFOs and, extraterrestrial life, and that, whether that's real or not, or if it's like some sort of crazy limited hangout, like the fact that you have people in Congress and like decorated military people, and the Congress people, I don't give that much credence, the fact that they're talking about it, because those people are kind of just like influencers. But like some of the other people, like Dave Grush and some of these other like older, long-time military intelligence people are coming out and talking about this stuff. And even like the Air Force and the Navy pilots who are talking about this stuff, that stuff I kind of like, I can't ignore that, the fact that all these people are trying to talk about this and, explain it to Congress, what they've seen, and get it declassified. Like I feel like there's something there. I just don't know what, but I'm definitely more inclined to believe that it's like top super secret military stuff that is probably being controlled by private contractors, like big aerospace contractors,
Yeah, I think there's a couple directions to go in. The first that I wonder about, because it's what we do in journalism, is like we follow the money. So the folks in Congress who continue to bring this up, like what's in it for them kind of question, like where, who's actually making bank by continuing these conversations? Because there's got to be some return on it for someone. And it may not be monetary, but in what form? Is it power? Do you get reelected if you continue to stoke these fires?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's like, follow the money. Who's benefiting?
Sure.
And then
definitely with Congress people. You can see that.
Who's benefiting? The testimony, and it's a little bit why I asked, like, if the image from the guy in 2002 is available, the testimony that's hearsay is just hearsay until you produce evidence.
Exactly.
So that is, it's interesting, and it raises that same question, like, why would somebody make this up if it's not true? But again, like, people have reasons to do things that we don't have to fully understand or agree with. But until you produce that evidence,
a satellite can take like a 4K photo of you sitting in the park having a picnic, like in full resolution, but we can't get better than a Nokia photo of a UFO.
Yeah. And then, so as part of the NASA team, like we heard from the pilots and some of those folks about what they'd seen. And it's like, yes, these are very compelling stories. And the witnesses are credible, and they're all describing something that they can't readily explain.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like, we see things that we can't explain all the time. And most of them will stop there, and they'll say, like Alex Dietrich, who saw the Tic Tac, she says she's aggressively agnostic about what it is that she saw. Its provenance, whether it's terrestrial or not, aggressively agnostic. But she knows that she can't describe what she saw.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I have no problem with that. It's the leap from I can't explain this to therefore it must be otherworldly in origin.
Well, here's the problem. When the government gives you no answers or no analysis and just gives you like crazy little like bits and pieces of evidence that are crazy and has no fundamental, there's no like rational explanation for it, nor do they provide a rational explanation for it, you're going to get people speculating crazily. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like such a compelling idea that we would have evidence of alien visitors already. Like, how cool would that be? I get why people cling to that idea. Like,
Me too. Yeah.
I get it. I just wish that we were using critical thinking skills a little bit more when it comes to evaluating reports, and then remembering that,
I think it's all part of their strategy too, right? Like flood the zone. Make so much noise. Make so much noise to where they can't separate the wheat from the chaff, and it's going to be so easy to call people crazy.
Yeah. But I think there's also, where was I going with that? I'd had a thought and it just went poof.
Critical thinking. People being able to understand what's going on.
It'll come back.
if you start to like do any kind of homework on this stuff, and you realize like how credible some of the witnesses are for this stuff, like not just the Navy pilots, but there's also Air Force officers who were in charge of managing the nuclear Minuteman missiles, like in Montana and Malmstrom Air Force Base, and who report a lot of them in different countries, in Russia and in the U.S. I don't know if there was any in China, but they all report like weird orbs coming and shutting down their nuclear missiles. Like, and those guys aren't kooks. Those guys are like the tip of the spear when it comes to being psychologically sound. Like, they have to go through, they have their fingers on the nuclear button.
I mean, we hope.
So like, if these guys are testifying that this is all happening to them, and they're seeing this kind of stuff, and multiple officers on multiple Air Force bases. There's like a famous one at Vandenberg where something similar happened at the Vandenberg Air Force Base. It's something there, and you want to think it's it's our military probably. Like I think that's like the most logical explanation for it. Like maybe testing stuff or whatever. But like there's also like accounts and journals written from sailors on ships in like the 1600s talking about this stuff. So I don't know.
I think it's all really interesting.
It is for sure.
I remembered what I was going to say, which is that I think a lot of people don't understand why images and some testimony is classified here. Because, you know, the assumption is like, oh, it's classified because it shows us something that's like we would not be able to handle seeing. And it's like, no, it's classified because the sensor that took the image is classified. And it could be an image of absolutely nothing. It could be an image of me. And it would still be classified because of what made the image and not because of what it shows.
Right.
And so that's something that I think a lot of people don't understand. There was also a story in the Wall Street Journal, I think maybe it was last summer. And I don't know if you read it, but it's the one that was basically saying that the call is coming from inside the house when it comes to UFOs, because the whole thing started off as like hazing within the Air Force.
Yes. I remember this one very well.
In the 50s and 60s, and it's like
Hazing rituals.
Yeah, where like newbies were hazed by being told about UFOs and all of
Well, they were
the evidence that
saying
was in there.
they were saying it was either hazing rituals or they were wheeling out an EMP in front of the nuclear sites and testing out a novel EMP weapon on their own nukes.
I don't know why that story didn't get more play though, because it was well reported, and it connected the dots in a way that actually makes a lot of sense.
So I heard from people who were analyzing that story that know stuff about these types of things, that testing an EMP device on a nuclear weapon is like super dangerous and not anything that's like practical. It doesn't really make sense. And also, I think one of the things that Jesse Michaels pointed out about that article was one of the authors on that New York Times article, or maybe, I don't know if it was an author or if it was a source that was used. It might have been the author. It was a Wall Street Journal article about the hazing and the EMPs used on the nuclear sites. It's like a UFO psyop thing. He did the homework on the lady who was the author of that Wall Street Journal article, and he looked up her LinkedIn. And her job, one of her recent jobs was, or maybe it was her current job, you have to double check me on this, was the head of psychological warfare operations at Northrop Grumman.
Okay.
So do with that what you will.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. Quick break. This was the article you were referring to, I think, right?
Yes. Let me put my phone on.
So, okay.
Yeah, and it's multi-part, right? I think there's a couple of
Yeah,
parts.
I believe there was a second part to this.
Yeah.
But part of this was basically talking about the it might not have been this one, but the people at the nuclear bases trying to, say that what they saw was not legitimate. It was a hazing ritual or an EMP.
Hazing.
Robert Salas, yeah, I just saw his name.
Yeah.
I just saw Robert Salas's name.
Yeah, I typed in, was it EMP?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, no. What about no.
Salas?
EMP. Show me. Okay, maybe not.
Okay. Anyways, find that lady.
Salas.
There you go. Robert Salas, 84, was an Air Force captain sitting in a walk-in closet-sized bunker manning the controls of 10 nuclear missiles in Montana. And basically the story is all of his missiles got shut down, and that's never happened in his life. He's never seen anything systematically go offline like that. And the second that happened, he got a call from the security officer on the top, because he was underground. The guy on top, like at the entrance of the Air Force base, called him. He's like, "Boss, we got this crazy big light in the sky. It's hovering above us. We don't know what to do. What do we shoot it?" I think one of them actually shot it. And that's
Typical.
That's when everything went offline. And then the next day, he told me, he goes, the next day, Boeing showed up at the Air Force Base and brought everyone in for interviewing and made them all sign NDAs. And he goes, I refuse to sign the NDA.
Good. I like that.
So
What happens if you scroll down?
scroll down.
Yeah.
That's Robert Salas right there.
That's him. Okay. Okay.
So it says he was interviewed by Kirkpatrick about the events. The point I wanted to make, though, is find out this lady Sue.
Okay. Sue.
Where does it talk about Sue?
Oh, shit. Come
Type in Sue.
on. Wait. Hold
Go.
on.
G-O. What's her last name?
Sugo, right there.
Sugo. Okay. In this statement, a Defense Department spokeswoman acknowledged that Arrow had uncovered evidence of fake classified program materials relating to extraterrestrials and had briefed lawmakers and intelligence officials. The spokeswoman, Susan Go, said the department didn't include that information in its report last year because the investigation wasn't completed, but expects to provide it in another report scheduled for later this year. So Jesse Michaels, what does it say? The department, so this is a quote from Sue. She said, the department is committed to releasing a second volume of its historical record report to include Arrow's findings on reports of potential pranks and inauthentic material, Go said. Okay. Maybe she's right, maybe she's wrong. Jesse Michaels did a great video breakdown, and he referenced a bunch of these specific news pieces that she's been referenced in. So he Googled her. He tried to find out who she was, and we found her LinkedIn. This is her. This is her LinkedIn right here. Hello, Sue.
There she is. Oh, Sue.
Now punch in a little bit and scroll down to her experience. Right there. Associate. This is neither evidence or non-evidence of any wrongdoing. I'm just pointing this out. She provided expert advice to the DoD and other U.S. government agencies on strategic communication, organizational change, psychological operations, and information operations policy, concept, doctrine, plan, and strategy development and implementation.
I mean, that seems
for Booz Allen Hamilton.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty normal job description to me, though.
Yeah, psychological operations.
It's interesting that that's in there, but the rest of it is like kind of bog standard. Yeah, that's what you would do if you're on a comms team.
Well, I mean, the consensus among rational minds seems to be that this stuff is being developed by companies like Booz Allen Hamilton, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, because they are the ones that have the biggest contracts and they are the ones that are immune to FOIA requests. So if this stuff is being held secret, it would make the most sense to hide it underneath one of those underneath all those corporations and let them compete to develop this stuff.
To the point about follow the money, they do have the biggest contracts.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm. And there's also $6 or $7 trillion missing from the Pentagon budget since 9/11, unaccounted for. So if you had
now we're
projects,
talking about real money.
Yeah.
Instead of
so where did that money go?
I don't know. Follow the money.
Yeah, a lot of money.
It's I think this idea that the government is hiding evidence of aliens is sticky and compelling. I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the people in that story.
I'm not convinced it's aliens either.
I'm not convinced.
But I'm pretty much there. I'm almost ready to cross the line to be like 100% convinced that they do have some sort of advanced propulsion that is not known to like the mainstream science.
To me, that's a lot more plausible.
And I think that one of the major problems with disclosing that is it would disrupt the economy and us being relying on fossil fuels and all this stuff, the motor vehicle industry, everything, right?
Contractors.
And also on top of that, if it became evident that they were hiding this stuff for 50 years, people could have their heads on the chopping block. They could go to jail. So there has to be some sort of like a blanket immunity given to these contractors.
Yeah.
For hiding this stuff.
It's really tricky.
If you enjoy watching our show on Spotify or YouTube and you want to be more involved, I encourage you to please come check out our Patreon community. Not only does our Patreon community get every episode you see on YouTube early, fully uncensored and ad-free, but we're also doing Patreon exclusive episodes as well as live Q&As, and you can get your personal questions answered by our guests every single week. For me, being able to collaborate and communicate back and forth with our Patreon community every week has been huge. And this is my way of saying thank you for the cost of a cup of coffee a month.